Hey, this is Tal. So the other day I read a post that has deeply affected me and challenged me to say something. The social media post just simply said, "Your silence speaks volumes." And I have to admit, I've been silent. I've been walking around trying to turn off the news, trying to disconnect, trying to just avoid the issue that is all over our news today and the challenges we're facing with living with each other. And I didn't know exactly how to explain or to express my emotions and the feelings and the thoughts that I've had through this time. So as I read that post, I thought, well, my silence has been speaking volumes, and it's time to put away the silence, and it's time to say something. But then the challenge is, what do you say? So I was reading back through some emails, and a friend of mine at Benny Keith had asked for a pep talk a few weeks ago, and I was sitting in a Walmart parking lot waiting to pick up an order, and I grabbed my phone and I just simply wrote him a note about leadership as a way of encouragement. And as I think about what we're facing today, I think about leadership. We're all leaders. No matter who you are, you're a leader. And John Maxwell defines leadership as influence. And if you think you're not a leader, then you certainly are not exerting or are using influence to make a difference in your world today, whether you're a parent or a husband or a wife or a brother or a sister, a spiritual leader, a business leader, whoever you are. Really doesn't matter who you are. You're a person of influence of one kind or another, so you are a person of leadership. So today is a way of expressing the way I feel and really trying to be helpful in this situation. I want to spend a few minutes today sharing with you some thoughts about leadership. And to kind of get this started, I want to share with you, it's really 5 things that I've written down about leadership. And I've got notes, and I got something I want to read, so bear with me as I look away from this camera trying to stay focused. But leadership is really 5 things that leadership does. And one is leadership crafts a vision for where we are going, how we're going to get there, and what it takes to get there. With that in mind, I want to share with you thoughts about crafting a vision. And I'm going to read this to you and see if you recognize it. So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with this vicious racist, with this governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places plains, and the crooked places will be made straight, and before the Lord will be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the mount with. With this faith, we will be able to hoe out of the mountains of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the genuine discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we'll be able to work together, pray together, struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom forever, knowing that we will be free one day. And I say to you, my friends, let freedom ring. You know, these are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1966. What a great picture of crafting a vision. You know, where are we going? How are we going to get there? What's it going to take to get it done? What's your vision? As a person of influence, as a person of leadership, you need to take a few minutes, you need to take some time and really craft out a vision for how you can make a difference in the lives of those people who are in your circle of influence. You may think you're insignificant, but you're certainly not. Even if you're just an influence to one person, you can make a difference. So leadership crafts a vision for where we're going, how we're going to get there, and what it takes to get there. Number two, here's another thing that leadership does. Leadership communicates the vision to those who are empowered and equipped to help accomplish the vision. Communicate. Tell people what you feel. Tell people what you think. Tell people what your vision is of how we can improve and how things can get better. What you're going to do to make your vision come true. Leadership is communication. Leadership is communicating clearly the vision you have of what's going on around you and how you can make a difference of making things better. Leadership communicates three different ways. One, communicates clearly. You know, you've got to come to terms with how you really feel, of who you really are, and be able to express your feelings as you communicate your vision. You've got to communicate it clearly and distinctively so people can understand and feel what you feel with the vision that you have for how you can make a difference in somebody else's life. Secondly, vision communicates consistently. You can't just say, hey, I believe this one time, or I have a vision that things can change one time. You've got to communicate it over and over and over again until you start making a difference, till you start seeing that influence come through in other people's lives and making a difference. So you communicate clearly, communicate consistently, and then communicate confidently. I know what I believe. I know the way I feel. I know how things need to change to make a difference in our society today. So we have to communicate that in a confident way. I know how I've had this vision. And I think about Joseph when I think about communicating confidently. Joseph was one of 12 brothers, and he was the baby boy, and he had a dream that all of the sheaves of wheat of his brothers would bow down to his in the field, and he told them about it. He said, hey, I've had this dream, and this is what's going to happen. And, you know, he knew they weren't going to like it. He knew they would disagree with him. He knew that they would probably beat him up or do something crazy to him, and they did. But he communicated it. He communicated as clearly as he could. He communicated it more than once, and he communicated it confidently, because I know this vision is real. You know, as a person of influence and a person of leadership, you've got to be able to communicate your vision clearly, consistently, and confidently to those people around you who are equipped and empowered to help you see your vision through. So leadership crafts the vision. Leadership communicates that vision. Number three, leadership considers all avenues of navigating the vision through changing and challenging times. Here we are today in a place that it's almost unimaginable that we have a nation and a society and little communities that are so impacted with hate, so impacted with division, so impacted with violence. And we're in a challenging and in a way, a changing time. This is a time where we have to consider the avenues of how can we craft that vision, communicate that vision, and be a person of influence and a person of leadership through that. What is the avenue we take to make things better? What is the avenue we take to heal? What is the avenue we take to make that dream, that vision, a reality in our lives and the lives of those people we have influence with? This is so incredibly important that we we utilize all avenues. And when I talk about utilizing all avenues, considering the avenues, think about this. What if we really utilize technology to share the vision? You click on social media today and technology of all the different social media aspects. And then you got everything else from Zoom to FaceTime to TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the different technology ways we can communicate out a vision today and make a difference. You click on those things today, you see the evidence of the opposite. You see the power of division, the power of racism, the power of hate, the power of evil being spread through technology. Leadership steps up and steps over and dominates and defeats evil and defeats racism and defeats hate. We conquer with love. We conquer with a vision of leadership. And we consider every avenue we can to communicate that vision. So we have crafting a vision, communicating the vision, considering all avenues of getting that vision out there. Was not just technology. I mean, it's getting out in your community. Maybe it is going on a peaceful march. Maybe it is going and standing up in your church. Maybe it is having a time of meeting in your home where you can literally have an honest discussion about what your vision is for making life better for everyone. Consider every avenue you can to communicate your vision. Number 4, we collaborate with external leaders and internal leaders to more distinctly define, redefine, and navigate the original vision. I really don't think most people desire to live in a world full of hate. I really don't think most people desire to live with harboring hatred and racism and division in their hearts. I think it's opposite of who we are created to be. But we've got to collaborate with each other. We've got to come together with each other. We've got to meet with people maybe that we're not used to meeting with. We've got to sit down with people who maybe we don't feel comfortable with in the beginning. We've got to collaborate together to redefine, to re-navigate, to distinctively and clearly come to a way that the vision comes clear, that the vision comes to reality. That's how leadership works. Leadership goes that extra mile to get together with those who can help make a difference to make that leadership work. So leadership collaborates with other people to make that happen. And then fifthly, the last one, is leadership creates buy-in from the team. Leadership creates buy-in from everybody involved with influence. And this is important. Leadership creates buy-in because they embody character. They embody confidence. They embody creativity. And they embody a connection with everybody because they know the importance of making that vision come to reality. We live in a world today that you feel helpless. Maybe you're like me, you felt hopeless. Maybe you're like me, you felt like, I just want to step away from all of it. Maybe it'll go away. Well, that doesn't work anymore. It's time for people like you and me to stand up and be a person of influence. This is a day that we can literally start taking positive steps to change the world right before our eyes. And it happens through leadership. Please take the time to craft a vision for how you can make your family better, your neighborhood better, your community better, your city better, and thereby making your state and your nation better. It happens through leadership. God bless you. I love you. Thank you for watching this video.